We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
and I'm Jill DeWitt, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2228, and today, Jill and I talk about the mindset shift of 2025, which I believe is imperative. Why the old ways of land investing won't work anymore. For 4 days, we've been talking about this topic, so I'm going to use some examples here when the time comes.
Great. I have some things to share too. And spoiler alert, it's not been all about me. It's been more about mail and data and digging deeper and upping numbers and all things I agree, whether it's mail for properties or dating. Upping numbers is good.
Dilute your risk, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's another story.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum. We take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
All right, Jesh wrote, this is we have a subsection in our closed Land Academy member Discord forum, if you will, when there's a section called Partnership Wanted. So this is someone putting in their details about a property that they need. Either they need a partner for part of their business is what it's for, or a partner like for funding or some part of a deal that they're working on. So Jesh wrote, it's 39.19 acres in Redacted County, Texas. Buy for $225,000, sell for $437,000 after a minor subdivide. We can cut it into 2 or 3 parcels. It's up to the funder. The subdivide will be minor, meets platting exceptions, and only requires a survey. We have a survey estimate already for $3,500, and the cost of the survey needs to be paid by the deal funder. Basically, this individual doesn't have the dough. We're looking for JV funding, hoping with a 70-30 split in our favor. Okay. Or best offer. The agent estimates that the value of improvements are at $50,000. Pictures of the cabin, because are provided. Interesting. There's a fence around the perimeter of the property. Electricity is in the cabin, and it has oversized service because the seller was planning to build a bardominium in the back. Now, there's a sand spot near the front of the property where he plans to feed deer, turkeys, and hogs and quail. And there's also an additional build spot in the property. There's a meter for water. There is water at $40 per month minimum. Hunting cabin has plumbing, hot water, shower, stove, bunks, and toilet and a sink. Please see additional information in the folder. This sounds like something you would buy, Jack, and move into today.
Yeah, that's the good news.
Exactly.
Before the bad news.
How much was the purchase? It's too bad it's so expensive. I would buy it for you, but at $225, I don't know. But buy for $225. Here's the thing I'm not liking, if I can just jump in right away.
Oh, for sure.
I don't like I have to do something to it to make it
Gotta
for
do stuff.
$437. What's the sell price right now today? Is it $335? Then I'll think about it. But then if it's $335, now I want it to be buy for $100 or $150. That's where I'm at. I'm not into the buy for $225. What do you want to
Our
say?
model in general, especially if you're new, is not to buy, improve, and resell. That's
Correct.
not what we do. That's a real estate disease that's been perpetuated by HGTV for a very long time.
True.
Our job, our model is buy super low, sell it for more, but not retail. And do nothing. Never leave your desk. Now, granted, the whole theme this week is you got to do some different stuff if you want to survive and grow and thrive. But
True.
What concerns me the most about this is this sentence. Buy for $225,000, sell for $437,000 after a minor subdivide. You should never buy property on anything that's going to happen in the future. You should buy property based on what's happened right now, because all the stuff that you do in the future should be your risk and your reward.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm buying a piece of property for 39 acres and a cabin that's got some pretty substantial flaws for an undervalued amount of money, theoretically. So if it all goes wrong, or if I get lazy next week, both of those things happen.
All the time.
And then I'm just going to resell it.
Yeah,
Buy
I
for
have
225 and sell for 275.
Mm-hmm.
If that was it, if that was the whole model here, and leave out all the subdivision stuff and after JV funding for splits and improvement, agent estimates value of improvements. I've never met a real estate agent that can value anything correctly. But if this one says it's going to cost $50,000, that's fine. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. I wouldn't fund this.
I wouldn't buy for 225 and sell for 275. I buy for 1 and sell for.
But how do you know that without analyzing the whole deal and looking what's around it? Do you just need to get money off to feel good about the deal?
No, I'm backing into the sales price. I take the sales price, what the agent says. I back off money for their probable error, and then I divide it by 2.
So say 275 is a good number. You want to buy for 175?
No, I want to buy for 1.
Okay.
125.
I need to see
I need
and
wiggle
value
room.
the whole prop.
I got it. I have to back into it. Again, I'm going to count for market going down, and I'm going to count for agent error. What if they're lazy? They're lazy. There's things that just happen. They miss something. I need to have all that baked in.
It's very, very rare, if ever, that we do physical improvements.
Right.
You know, and if that was the difference between staying in business and not being in the business, then I would consider it. But there's a lot of people that go broke doing improvements on property.
Correct.
You get in there, you don't know what you're going to find. There's too many unknowns.
Correct.
Buying it and reselling it, then let that next person, whoever decides that they're going to take a risk on that, let them do that.
So that's what I was saying again, just to my thing. What is the sales price right now, retail, from that agent in its current condition? That's how I need to look at this. This 437 is gold if I want to do it. I have the option, but I need to buy it. Assuming I do nothing, I get lazy, or something, whatever happens, I know I did it right. Thank you.
Today's topic, the mindset shift of 2025, why the old ways of land investing won't work anymore.
I would like to start by saying I have thoroughly enjoyed this week.
Really?
Because it is not centered around Jill on the phone. We're not talking about put Jill on the phone and how does Jill do this and how do you talk him out of that and how do you talk him into this and how do you do this? How do you handle that? I haven't had to have those discussions today.
I can answer the short version of why Jill's so special on the phone.
Well,
I actually have an example.
But the point, we'll get to that. The point I want to make is I love that we're talking about mindset and shifting and things for 225 that are bigger than customer service. It's more about what are you mailing? Why are you mailing? What's your strategy? Are you aiming high enough for these Are you aiming higher enough for the dollar amounts? Are you really making smart decisions about the properties that you're buying and looking at the markets within the markets, the niches within the niches, whatever people are buying? Are you adding a column to your red, yellow, green test, whatever it takes to make triple sure this is the area to hit? And are you really hitting it in a smart way with enough mail that's gonna come back with some deals? And then it goes to my part. Once it all starts with him, it all starts with Jack. Jack has to make my phone ring on the buy side. If I have nothing to buy, I have nothing to sell, and I have no one to talk to. It doesn't matter how great I am. So no pressure.
No, I don't. I mean, I've been doing it for how many years?
I know. No pressure for you, listener, but you got to nail that. Your phone has to ring or you've got nothing. Go ahead.
Here's a story, customer service story to
Okay.
bring this home about what's different.
Yeah.
What different, what needs to change in your mindset to move forward and really do well from this point forward. Jill and I have a bunch of rental properties in one area in Old Town Scottsdale, Arizona. We provide internet service, high-speed internet service there. And so the internet service provider for our house, which is not an old town at all, and for all these places that we have as rentals, is on it. We have one account with separate little subsections. It's a mess. We've been trying to untag every time we get a new place. We add one, and it's all wrong.
They don't get it.
For years, this has been going on where we would call customer service and try to undo this. One of the tenants is actually double paying. They're paying for the service while we're paying for it. They can't figure it out.
Cox
So
doesn't
recently,
know.
I hit the end and I got on the phone, which I never do, with the Cox person. I shouldn't say Cox, redacted. And this person ended up being the single greatest customer service experience I've ever experienced, not just with internet or cell phones or anything, but and he undid all this for us and identified it. We went through it. We laughed while we were doing it, and I told him at the end, "This is the greatest experience ever. We've been trying to do this for years. Undo this." He's like, "Yeah, I see that." That's the experience. Somewhere, somebody is explaining to their sister or their mother-in-law or their daughter or whatever that that's the experience they had with Jill.
Thank you.
That's what's needed to move forward in this industry really successfully. You don't have to do it, but you need to find somebody. Every once in a while, somebody joins Land Academy and they post this in Discord. I'm a retired corporate salesperson of 35 years. I've seen it all. I hate math. I've never been in Excel. If you want to send a mailer out with my name on it, we'll split it. And then we never hear from that. They're all in Land Academy still.
Mm-hmm.
But that person gets so many responses from people like me that now his whole business is he's the hub. And he's got 9 people doing mail for different parts of the country. And that person's smashing it on the phone. He wakes up in the morning with a smile on his face on the phone and gets done at 6 p.m. Maybe he doesn't take a shower. I don't know. I wouldn't. That's how good so it's not just that one thing. Your entire game has to be amped up.
True.
All of it. You have to rethink where you're sending mail and how you analyze the places that you're choosing to send mail. Then you need to price better, and you need to add product types, certainly houses and mobile homes. You need to increase your contacts for funding. You need to find people that have a very liberal, open mind about the deals that they want to do, the mid-range, and then the real conservative ones. We tend to be conservative. And so, but every aspect of this is going to require more attention, more of your attention and intelligence and real-time adapt and overcome mentality.
Perfect.
Was that the whole show?
That was the whole show. And that was a great wrap-up to the week.
Join us next week for more original content from more original non-AI. Jill and I are not AI. We're real people with 35 years plus of experience.
Yeah.
Where we talk about land and house investing content. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. We are Jack and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.